Hello, beautiful soul. In this video, I want to share that I did to cultivate inner confidence, to learn to be alone and to actually enjoy my own company and to become a more independent version of myself. So, why is this important? I think in our society, we have grown accustomed to living in these really codependent ways where we have, I think, unhealthy and unrealistic expectations on the people around us to actually meet all of our needs. And so we disempower ourselves by doing this. So we accommodate other people because they might be codependent on us. We have expectations on them to do things with us because we want to do it, even if they don't want to do that or that doesn't bring joy to them and they're not enjoying it. So for me, it was coming out of a long-term relationship and realizing how codependent I was and that there was this fear within me in terms of doing things by myself. And I wanted to explore the world and live an adventurous life and have new experiences and grow as a person. And coming out of that relationship, I realized that if I wanted to do these things, I needed to get really comfortable with myself, with having inner confidence to go for things and try things and be adventurous, and also to be independent. So not waiting for other people, not waiting around for others to be ready to do things with me or to want to do things with me. And so it was really important to kind of start implementing steps and start challenging myself to make my reality, my life, the way I wanted it to be. And so the first thing I wanted to talk about was when we're wanting to build inner confidence, when we're wanting to be more independent, we need to learn to be alone. So creating space in our life to be alone, to just be with ourselves at home with no agenda, with no busyness, with no expectations, and to just be okay being alone. And when I was younger, I went from living in a family home with people around to being in a relationship, and so having someone around all the time. And a part of my personal growth and development journey was creating time and space to be alone. That meant being alone at home. That meant living by myself independently, completely alone, which was amazing and the best thing I ever did. And also doing things alone. So going out alone, being okay with being alone. And that's like really uncomfortable. I remember when I was in my 20s, I would feel kind of sad and like FOMO and like I was missing out on something if I saw groups of people or people together and I was doing things alone. Like it made me feel a little bit empty and sad, but I kept doing it and kept building up to that and started to really enjoy being alone, enjoy my own company. I started to become friends with myself and amuse myself in my own mind. Like I wasn't seeking that from external places. I would, just enjoy my own thoughts in my mind, and sometimes they were amusing, and that was really cool to get to that place. The next thing I wanted to talk about is I dropped into my heart space and let my heart lead the way. So a lot of times when we're in codependent dynamics or we're relying on others or we're just going with the flow and doing what other people want, we're not actually living authentically from our own heart space. So something that I think is really important when we're building our own, sense of independence and inner confidence is taking time to feel into our heart space. Like, what does my heart actually want? What's the life that my heart wants to live? And coming from that place and taking steps and moving in a direction that's heart-led, I think is really important. And that doesn't mean our mind doesn't come into it. Of course it does. Like, we need to make sure that the actions that we're taking and what we're doing is like gonna be done in a way that's good for us and healthy for us and for the highest good of everyone involved. So when we're leading our lives from the heart, from our own heart, we're detaching from external validation or external sources of anything. We're coming from within. We're living authentically, and that's like really important to do. So the third thing I wanted to share is trying new things. So coming out of codependent dynamics where we're just going with the flow or doing what other people want, we're not really in tune with ourselves, we don't know ourselves, we're not living authentically, we don't really know what lights us up necessarily. Sometimes we do, sometimes we don't. So I think it's really important to be adventurous, to try different things, try as many different things as possible. And for me, that was literally creating lists of exciting experiences or just experiences in general. They were things like going on a solo hike, places that I wanted to actually explore, going to the movies alone, eating out alone, and that kind of slowly built up to more challenging experiences like traveling solo overseas. Trying new things and being adventurous has literally uncovered things that I absolutely love, things that make me so fulfilled and so happy. And so this was a really necessary step in terms of cultivating that inner confidence and also being more independent and living more authentically from the heart. So the next thing I wanted to talk about was being our own source of comfort and support. So I think this is a really challenging one. So when we're in dynamics where we've been around people our whole lives, we might have been codependent on outsourcing some of our emotional support. And I'm not saying that we shouldn't do that. I definitely see the merits of getting support from friends, family, therapists, psychologists, and that is definitely part of the healing journey as well. It's expressing ourselves and giving and receiving support and comfort with people that, we want to and we care about and love. However, part of being independent is also being emotionally independent. And that means being able to soothe ourselves, comfort ourselves, and support ourselves. So something that I've worked on cultivating is being able to process my emotions, being able to show myself love and compassion and support. And this is really important because if we're in dynamics, and this can happen, where we're not actually receiving support, comfort, love, all those things, that can be really damaging if we're not doing it for ourselves. So being able to do that for ourselves, I found it to be super, super important and very helpful in terms of being more confident and being more independent, where I'm now not outsourcing emotional support and comfort from people. I can do that for myself. It's really set me free in a lot of ways. So when we start to spend more time alone, we're doing things from the heart space, we're trying new things, being adventurous, going out into the world and challenging ourselves to try a whole bunch of new things. And when we can offer ourselves comfort, love, and support, we can pretty much do anything. We start to become our own cheerleader. We start to really enjoy our own company and love being alone. And being alone becomes this sacred time with ourselves to be able to explore what we like, to be able to deepen into who we are and understanding ourselves and reaching for different goals, to be able to dream about the life that we want without being influenced by others and actually take the steps to make that happen, because now we're confident, because now we believe we can, because we've been independent and doing things alone. We've proven to ourselves that we're capable of doing things. We're capable of achieving our dreams. We don't need to be waiting for anyone else to help us with that. We can just make things happen ourselves, and we actually do that. And so we're building confidence through our actions. And the more we do this, the more confidence that comes. I'm a firm believer that confidence often comes from being competent. So when we're challenging ourselves and learning and growing and proving to ourselves over time that we are competent at something, that we can do something, that things are possible, then we start to develop confidence. And from that confidence, then we become self-assured. So I really hope that something in this video has helped. I love you. Bye.